Welcome back to another mod showcase, and this week I have 10 amazing Wyvern mods for ARK Survival Ascended that you need to check out. All of these mods are completely free, so make sure to like the video and let's dive in. Made by Shadloss, the More Wyverns mod pack adds 3 stunning new species of wyvern to your game: the Serotine Wyvern, the Astral Wyvern, and the Corrosion Wyvern. Each of these wyverns comes with a brand new ability. Unlike the vanilla wyverns, the Serotine Wyvern is elementless. So rather than using a breath weapon, it has the ability to fling its tail thorns for burst damage, similar to a thorny dragon. But unlike the thorny dragon, these inflict damage rather than torpor. The Corrosion Wyvern could be seen as a cross between a fire wyvern and an Arthro, with a mid-range breath attack that fires corrosive acid at its target. This acid inflicts a debuff on whatever creature or person it hits, reducing resistance by 40% for 15 seconds. The Astral Wyvern can fire a single-shot, high-speed anti-air projectile that explodes on impact, and scatters a few additional fragments after impact. This projectile is incredibly effective against flyers, doing 50% more damage than it does to terrestrial creatures. This is a free server-side mod that's also crossplay compatible. For the wyverns to spawn in-game, you'll need to add this mod to your single-player world or unofficial server. The MSVV Wyvern mod by Deckard adds 4 beautiful new wyverns to your ARK: the Saor Fire Wyvern, the Stormer Lightning Wyvern, the Langor Poison Wyvern, and the Yokor Ice Wyvern. All of the wyverns require a saddle to be ridden, and you can unlock these at level 50. Each one has its own spawn location too, and on the island you'll find Yokor in the snow biome, Langor in the swamps, Saor on Kano Island, and Stormer in the mountains. The Saor Fire Wyvern and the Stormer Lightning Wyvern are pretty self-explanatory in the type of wyvern that they are, but the Langor and Yokor wyverns feature new abilities not available in their vanilla counterparts. The Langor Wyvern is a poison wyvern alternative, but instead of dealing poison damage, its breath deals torpidity, meaning you can use this creature to knock out tames. The Yokor Wyvern is an ice wyvern, and it can use its ice breath to freeze its enemies over time, reducing their speed and health. In order to tame one of these majestic beasts, you're going to need your best tranking kit because they are all knockout tames. Once tamed, they are breedable like other wyverns and lay eggs for you to hatch. I didn't know quite where to fit this in, but each of these wyverns has a dive, so you can swoop and soar through the skies with ease. This is a free server-side mod that's also crossplay compatible. For the wyverns to spawn in-game, you'll need to add the mod to your single-player world or unofficial server. The Draconic Chronicles mod by Arve is a huge mod pack that adds over 20 different dragons and wyverns to your ARK, along with a suite of improved and new structures and a draconic portal that lets you summon powerful bosses. When you install the mod to your game, you'll find the Draconic Chronicle guide in your inventory, and this is a placeable structure that contains all of the information you need about the mod, including details of the essences, the creatures, the loot, and spawn maps. There's a diverse range of wyverns to choose from, with a mix of knockout and passive tames. These wyverns will spawn all over the map, each with their own spawn location. It's a pretty long list, so if you want more details on where to find them, make sure to join Arbe's Discord server. Some of my favourites from this huge collection are the Wyvernicorn with its magical horn and rainbow dive trail, the Tidal Dragon that lets you traverse the waters and skies of the ARK with ease and can also move on land, the Worm that acts as a personal jetpack and parachute, and the Flameforged Dragon, which poops out ever-glowing coal and has a really cool enclosed saddle design. When it comes to structures, this mod adds improved versions of the generator, ballista turret, vault, and fridge, and a new milk fridge for storing all of your wyvern milk. You'll also be able to craft the Draconic Incubator, which can pick up and incubate your wyvern eggs, and the Draconic Cauldron that you can use to make draconic essences, which you need to tame the wyverns. There's also a shrine for crafting weapons and structures, and an altar for crafting chibis and artifacts. The mod also enables you to convert your crossbow and arrows into draconic versions, and you can also craft bone and Tek Wyvern armor saddles. When you've tamed and bred your supreme wyvern army, you can approach the Draconic portal and summon powerful bosses to take on. This mod adds so much to the game, and it works on every map, meaning you can add it to your favourite world for a whole new challenge. This is a free server-side mod, which means you'll need to add it to your single player world or unofficial server for the wyverns and items to be available in-game. Boosted by long-lost survivor tech, the Runic Wyverns by Wolf of the Night are stronger and more manoeuvrable wyverns, and they make for the perfect battle mount. This mod pack contains 8 different wyverns, each with a unique ability, but what they all have in common is the ability to dive and barrel roll. They also have a tighter turning radius both in the air and on land, and they come with a passenger seat, making them a great mount for group adventures. You'll only find 5 of these wyverns in the wild: the Flame, Venom, Spark, Glacial and Crystal wyverns. All of them except the Crystal Wyvern are knockout tames, preferring exceptional kibble and raw mutton as taming food. The 4 knockout tames come with a suite of useful abilities. The Flame Wyvern has a bite attack that deals the gash debuff like an aloe, while the Venom Wyvern deals torpor with its bite and poison spit with its breath. The Spark Wyvern can regenerate its own health when eating corpses, much like an RG, and its breath attack is a stunning lightning beam. The Glacial Wyvern uses Frost Breath to slow down its targets and has a bite attack that drains stamina. The Wild Crystal Wyverns are all Quartz Crystal variants, and they are a passive tame, or if you see a nest you can steal an egg. Once you've tamed the specific type of wyvern, you can then feed it one of the special runic crystals to transform it into one of 3 other crystal variants: ruby, emerald or sapphire. Each of the crystal wyverns has its own unique abilities. The sapphire wyvern has the ability to store water and then shower its enemies with a corrosive water breath attack. The emerald wyvern can launch a crystal projectile barrage that is great for damaging armour. The Crystal Wyvern has an attack called Wind Burst, and it can use its breath to blow enemies backwards whilst also draining their stamina as they fight against the wind. And the Ruby Wyvern has a bite that will sacrifice 20% of its own health to give itself a large damage buff, and a breath attack that drains life over time whilst also healing the wyvern. The Runic Wyvern Shrine is the crafting station that you use to craft the crystals, and you can also craft a variety of costumes for your wyverns, as well as the summoning tokens that you need to spawn in the mod's wyvern boss, the ancient Runic Ghost Wyvern. This is a free server-side mod, so you'll need to add it to your single player game or unofficial server for the wyverns to spawn in game. The Prismacore Wyvern creature mod by Chefsky adds a Voidwyrm and Crystal Wyvern hybrid specifically designed with extinction in mind. This wyvern is similar to the Crystal Wyvern in many ways. In the wild they are passive and less provoked, and they can be passively tamed using stabilized crystal element, a new material included within the mod. You can also tame them by knocking them out or by stealing their eggs. Unlike other wyverns, once tamed, the Prismacore Wyvern lives on a diet of metal and scrap metal ingots, electronics, element dust, and the mod's custom materials stabilized crystal element. But as you can't put these items into a food trough, they can also feed off powered generators. In return for their unusual diet, the Prismacore Wyvern will poop out infused stones, and these are like gacha crystals. You can use a Pegamastix to collect these stones as they drop. This wyvern is a tech creature specialist, and their breath deals more damage to tech creatures and triggers a buff. While the breath buff is active, the wyvern will recover health based on the amount of damage it has dealt to a tech creature, and a small stamina regeneration too. Prismacore Wyverns share spawns with vanilla wyverns and mammoths, so you'll find them wherever you'd find those creatures on a map. This is a free server-side mod that you'll need to add to your single-player world or unofficial server for the creatures to spawn in-game. If you don't want to wait for the arrival of Crystal Isles to get your Crystal Wyvern fix, then you need to install the Crystal Wyvern mod by Senpai Kazi. This mod pack brings the Crystal Wyverns to any map you choose, and features the 3 wyverns native to Crystal Isles. You'll be able to find the tropical Crystal Wyverns spawning on the beaches, the Blood Crystal Wyverns spawning in the snow biomes, and the Ember Crystal Wyverns in the redwoods. This mod is a creature port mod, so everything about these wyverns will be exactly as you expect. They're passive unless provoked, and they're a passive tame with primal crystal as their preferred taming food. The mod enables you to craft primal crystals in your inventory using normal crystal and metal ingots, and you can unlock that engram at level 1. This is a free server-side mod, and you'll need to add it to your single player world or unofficial server for the wyverns to spawn in game. If you prefer your wyverns tiny, then you need to check out the Wyvern Pets mod by Nior. This mod adds 8 little wyverns to your game, and you can also breed them to make an army of very tiny flying angry lizards. You'll be able to find and tame the 4 elemental wyverns, fire, lightning, poison and ice, and 4 speciality wyverns, being the dodo wyvern, the voidwyrm, the skeletal wyvern, and a miniature dragon boss. Each of them has all of the details of their full-size counterparts. These are all shoulder pets, meaning that you can take your favourite wyvern with you on whatever adventures you head out on. This is a server-side mod, so you'll need to add it to your single-player ARK or unofficial server for these tiny wyverns to spawn in-game. Tek saddles are only available for a very small number of creatures in ARK. But with the AP plus Wyvern Tek Saddle mod by Nior, you can craft a Tek Saddle for your wyvern. They are pretty pricey to make, but they add a little added armour to your scaly friend and they look really cool. And the best bit, you can also put them on the tiny Wyvern Pets too, transforming them into battle ready shoulder pets. You can use this saddle on any of the normal size vanilla wyverns and transform them into a teched up battle mount. This is a free server-side mod, so you'll need to add the mod to your single-player world or unofficial server to be able to craft this saddle in-game. With the ReapWyrm Wyvern costume by Bayonx, you can transform your vanilla wyvern into a fearsome wyvern reaper hybrid. This custom cosmetic mod blends together the King of Aberration's body with the wings of ARK's most majestic flyer to create a striking and unforgettable creature. In this cosmetic pack you'll find 11 default colour variants to choose from, but if you don't like any of those, you can create your own completely unique look using dyes. In addition to the cosmetic skin, you'll also find ReapWyrm skins for your chibi, so you can take a tiny flying reaper with you everywhere you go. This is a free client-side cosmetic that's also whitelisted for officials, so you can use it wherever you play. The Voidwyrm Tek Wyvern costume by Bayonx lets you transform your vanilla wyvern into a sleek Voidwyrm. With refreshed materials based on the Tek creatures of ARK Survival Ascended, this cosmetic skin brings the Voidwyrm into its full ASA glory without having to wait for the arrival of Gen 2. This cosmetic mod includes 11 different colour variants for you to choose from, so you're bound to find one that suits your style perfectly. As a cosmetic mod, your wyvern will retain all of its vanilla abilities and just have an updated look. This is a free client-side cosmetic that's also whitelisted for officials, so you can use it wherever you play. Let me know down in the comments which is your favourite mod this week, and while you're there, don't forget to like the video. If you're new here, welcome! Make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any of my new content. But for now, I will see you after the Unreal Engine update. Take care.